Would you like to increase your pricing, but you're worried about how your customers will react? That makes a lot of sense because you've worked so hard building your product, building your business, and selling to your customers that you don't want to do anything that's going to risk that relationship, right? So in this video, let's take a look at a smart strategy that you can use to make sure that when you increase your pricing, it's not going to upset your customers. Hello and welcome to this channel. I'm Peter from UserActive, where we help software founders create meaningful products that users love. If you find these videos helpful, please subscribe and click on the little bell icon to make sure that you get notified each time we release a video. So, increasing pricing without upsetting your customers. I mean, that's quite an important approach to this. Having a strategy to do that will just really help you. I've seen many cases of where software companies have increased their pricing and it hasn't gone down very well with their customer base. And there's a varying degree of reasons for this. But I've seen cases where sometimes they feel that it wasn't communicated well enough or in advance enough. Or there wasn't a fair rationale or reasoning around why the price was increased. There wasn't enough transparency around the price increase, or they just felt that they weren't valued enough. So you want to avoid all of those things. But I've got one story about a price increase that's my favorite story, and it's all about Typeform. Typeform built a really great product. It took them some years, and they realized after quite a period of time that they hadn't increased their pricing for ages. You know, they'd left it very long. That's also really common with software companies. I know if you're like a lot of software founders I've spoken to, it might be the case that it's been too long since you last increased your pricing. But here's what Typeform did. They decided to double their pricing just because it had been such a long time. Now, their rationale was that they thought if they doubled their pricing, even if they lost half of their customer base through cancellations, then at least they'd still have the same revenue. Right? They'd still have the same revenue. But what happened is that observing their customers over the following 2 weeks after the price increase, they had zero drop off. They didn't lose any customers, and essentially what they'd done is doubled their revenue overnight. Isn't that a great place to be at? Now, ideally for you, you don't want to leave it this long that you have to do such a big price increase, but you want to be monitoring it and reviewing price regularly, and ideally, you want that same kind of experience. You don't lose customers and you don't have a bad fallback from the customer response, upset customers and complaints. So let's take a look at the strategy that you can use to do this. So first of all is have a great rationale for increasing your pricing. If there's a good reason around your price increase, your customers are going to see and understand that, and they're going to kind of value what you've done for them. How can you provide more value? Improve your product, improve the UI, better UX, better features. You can provide more and better customer support. You can have a better team. You can have better marketing, better materials around your product, tutorials and a help base. So all of these things are increasing value in your offering, and they're giving you a good rationale for why there is a price increase that's on the horizon for your customers. So the second thing that you need to do is to notify your customers in advance. So give them a good warning, let them know 3 to 4 weeks before your price increase so that they know what's coming down the road. You can start communicating it a little more gently. Hey, we've been working on our product, we've done all of these great things, and in the future we will be providing a price increase, but you're going to have these benefits as well. And we look forward to introducing you to rolling out these new features that we've got planned for you. So that's a good way to do it. Step 3, you want to introduce your product improvements. So you've increased all of this value. Over time, you've been iterating on your product. It's now better. Iterate what's better about it, communicate that, use emails, use notifications and messaging within your product to just let your users know what you've done and how they will benefit from it. If you've got new features, make sure you're working on feature activation so that your customers are actually not just aware of the improvements and the greater value that you're offering, but they're benefiting from it. They're actually using it too. So that brings us to step 4. And at step 4, what you want to do is to communicate or announce the price increase, but sweeten the news. Okay, so your final announcement might be, okay, next week our price is going up. This is what the pricing will be. But we've got a special offer for you. And you can do something like, if you upgrade from monthly to an annual plan, we can keep you on the same pricing. Or you can say, we're also going to give you this bonus or extra usage or better customer support along with it, or announce other improvements that are coming down the line. So just sweetening that news, making it a bit more palatable, is a good way to present that. You just want to be really transparent with your pricing increase, explain what it will be and why, and also provide something to make them feel good that it's coming. Deliver some good news with the bad news, as it were. And that brings us to step 5. So at step 5, what you want to do is you just want to monitor the response. Keep an eye out for your behavioral analytics, keep an eye out for complaints or customer support requests, and handle those as they come in. Provide more allocation for things like customer success or support, and that way you're just going to stay on top of any of the fallback from the response from your customer base. Hopefully you won't really have any problems to deal with, and you'll be receiving revenue in proportion to the value that you're giving your customers, because that's what it's all about. I hope this video helps you, in how you're thinking about increasing your pricing, and I hope it helps you to improve your product so that you can get more users and grow.